Okay, so we are back with the generational Nuzlocke and we are in the 4th generation, the Cineration. My favorite game. Well, not actually, it's black and white, but thank God my rival is back. Assface, I've missed you. So good to have you back. And by the way, this is not just a regular Nuzlocke, this is a generational Nuzlocke. I've beaten the first 3 generations so far. You can watch it here. And I apologize that this one took a while because this is a DS game, you know how slow it is. And I tried to do it blind, which is my fault actually. You know, I was just trying to have fun, but never will I ever do that again because it was not fun at all. And you'll get to know what I mean if you continue watching this video, so please do like, comment, subscribe and all that. So yeah, let's just start. I picked the girl again, named her Rizzler, and I picked the best starter and demolished Assface. By the way, losing here doesn't count because technically the game starts when you have your balls. So yeah, with that we go to this lake and we've already met the main villain. After that I nicknamed my Chimchar. I was going to name him King Kong, but my girlfriend wanted to name him Button for some reason. So yeah, anyways, I get my balls after being taught how to throw them, and in the first 3 routes I catch myself a Bidoof, who I named Engineer, a Starly, who I named KFC after my, Talo, and Shinx, who I named after my dog Georgie, and this time he is going to be in action. After training a bit, I reached the first town and I'm already entrusted to save the world by Detective Looker. I then catch myself a Badoo, who I named Valentine, and then entered this cave, and this is where the problem begins. I do not know what Pokemon I am getting in any route from here on. Because, I just wanted to have some fun, relive my childhood. This is like the 2nd time I'm playing Platinum. But yeah, I ended up encountering a Psyduck which I couldn't even catch because I accidentally killed it with a crit. And so after that, I head back to find the 3 clowns, which gives me this cool little gadget. And I meet Assface, our first rival battle in this generation, and as always, it was an easy victory, a cakewalk. And so after beating him, I killed an Abro, which is the first encounter technically, but for this generational run it is not because it died generations ago, and Zubat is actually the first encounter. And so yeah, I catch Zubat and named him Batman. Chimchar evolves and I get the Psyduck. And then we reached Orberg City to fight the first gym, that is, if I can find him. So yeah, we go down this cave and for some amazing reason we are unable to catch this Onyx. And we had to kill it cause we ain't got the balls. And so anyways, we find the gym leader and then battle him. Geodude and Onyx goes down easy, but Craniodos does a massive damage, which could have actually killed me if it crit, but it didn't, so we beat it. And so we get our first gym badge, and after that I accidentally killed another encounter with a crit, and then we made contact with this region's bad guy, Team Galactic, easy peasy. Then out of nowhere the twins from Shining came for me with 2 Pachirisus, and then I encounter what is probably an Elite 4 candidate, Shellis. Please don't crit, please don't crit.
Yes! 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 No! 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 Fuck!
God, please give me patience, because if you give me strength, I'm going to need bail money.
And so after killing 3 Pokemons accidentally with a crit and a burn, I lashed out my anger on this Team Galactic grunts and then barged into this windmill and then beat the shit out of their admin. Georgie took out Zubat and Button takes out Perugly, and after that I got myself a Buizel, which is a great addition. And then we go into Eterna Forest where I meet this beautiful lady to travel along with us. We then get ourselves a Baneri, who I named after the brand Playboy, and then we reached Eterna City where I catch a Silcoon, evolved it into, Dustox to use it against the gym, but it didn't learn shit, so I just gave up on grinding and just jumped right into it because I believed that KFC and Button were enough to take care of it. I got cocky and let Batman out first for the extra experience, but that stunt of mine allowed Turtwig to use Reflect and Sunny Day, which made me a bit confused, but then everything made made sense when Cherem showed up because it did a ton of damage to me. But I managed to take it out, and then came Rose Raid. And I really don't know how the fuck she has a Rose Raid this early on. My Badoo is of a higher level, but for some reason it's not blooming. But anyways, I switched to KFC, but it got paralyzed and the bird almost died, so I swapped to Badoo to do some, minimal damage, but I had to sack my engineer to let Button out to just finish the job. And yes, I know I didn't lose any major Pokemon, but this was unintentionally a very difficult gym battle, I would say. And so after that, I go into Team Galactic's base and Batman dies to fucking Pursuit?
Know your fucking place, trash.
And after all I did for you, you died to Pursuit. Okay, so anyways, I faced the admin Jupiter where KFC takes out Zubat and Georgie takes out the skunk. And after that, I got an egg from Cynthia. It's a Togepi, which is a great Pokemon to have. I then head towards the bridge and then under the bridge where I catch Gligar and finally manage to evolve Badoo. Turns out you just have to level it up during the daytime, which is not possible for me because, I have a job. So yeah, if you want me to become unemployed, you can support me by liking, commenting, and subscribing. But yeah, after that, I get inside this cave where Gible is available, but my dumbass did not do his research, so I didn't actually know Gible was available this early on. And I also killed my first encounter with a crit again. And then this happens. ISIS strikes again. Roselia dies to a freaking terrorist. I just don't want to play this game anymore. Nah, I'm just kidding. So anyways, I catch myself a Medicham in this cave and then I encounter one of my favorite Pokemon, Ralts. And I almost crashed out because it teleported. And so after lowering my blood pressure, I got myself the old rod and decided to get the MVP Kaido. And then head towards the third gym with Aquaman, who has the adamant nature and knows the move Crunch. Duskull goes down easy, but Miss Magius survives the crunch and almost takes out Aquaman, so I switch to Gyarados to take it out using Bite. And then Georgie takes out Haunter. And so after beating the third gym, I faced Assface again, and his Staravia's Endeavor just kept pissing me off, but I managed to take it out. Kaido takes out Ponyta and Prinplup, and Button takes out Roselia. After that, my Togepi evolves and I encounter Ralts again, and this time I have Taunt. I just forgot to place Button in front. Please don't TP, please don't TP, please don't TP! I'm just gonna quit this game. So we move on to catch ourselves a Ghastly, face the gangster who had the cutest Pokemon, and caught myself a Ponyta. And after that, I face the next gym. Aquaman takes out Meditite, Gyarados takes care of Lucario with Dragon Rage, and KFC takes out Macho. And this was the point where I actually started to do my research on what I can get in each route. And this route happens to be where I can catch myself a Houndour or a Rhyhorn. I actually prefer the Houndour, and yes, I got it! I got it! This game is worse than Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl. Like, really? Really? I kill 5 Pokemon accidentally with a crit and a burn. 2 Ralts teleport in my face. And then a Houndour scares me away. I will
burn this planet down before I spend another minute living among these animals.
Oh, and lucky me, I've got a fucking hippopotamus, and I'm going to name him Moto. And then my Georgie evolves as well into a Luxray. I also got myself a giraffe, and then another Elite Four candidate, Shellis. I'm sorry I killed your pink brother. Anyways, after that, I headed over to the next gym, but then I got stopped by Assface, who I beat with ease, and then this happens. Oh yes, a Curly! And this time I managed to get Taunt off and catch it. I named it Mantis because I wanted it to evolve into a Gallade, and at this point everything seems to be going my way, or so I thought. I stopped Monferno from evolving because I wanted to get Slack off, and then I caught myself a cute little Pichu in this garden. I then get myself the hidden Dawnstone to evolve my Curlia, and I also got myself a Heart Scale to teach it Leaf Blade. And then we faced the water type gym. Georgie takes care of Gyarados, Gallade takes care of Quagsire with Leaf Blade, and then I kept switching back and forward to KFC and Kaido, intimidating, lowering his damage, and then taking him out. After that, I kept chasing this Team Galactic grunt like a crazy ex and killed all his pets, and then get rewarded for it by Cynthia, who's my girl best friend, which helps me chase away all the Psyducks, and apparently I cannot catch a single fucking Pokemon within 100 miles because all of this is just considered one route? Really? Like, what is this? The Snake Way from Dragon Ball Z? The Great Wall of China? The Pan American Highway? My dick? Like, this is ridiculous. But yeah, anyways, I just moved on and continued my journey, and then I faced this bald guy who actually has hair. Like, did you just put a freaking wig on or something? And then later on, I faced the boss of Team Galactic. Not so much of a boss fight, it was an easy win. And so after that, I caught myself a goldfish. And so after that, I just headed towards Canalif City. I think there should be another word in between that. But yeah, anyways, I got a surprise attack from Assface. I did not prepare it at all. But yeah, Georgie takes care of Staraptor, and Rapidash. KFC takes care of Heracross, but dies to a freaking Bubble Beam from Empoleon? How? How? I mean, yeah, my defenses were lowered from close combat, but really? But yeah, Mendes takes care of him, and Rose Rate goes down as well. But man, I did not expect KFC to go down like this. RIPs in the chat for my KFC, please. But yeah, anyways, we head towards the Steel-type gym, which was another cakewalk because I had Slugma, although I could have actually died from a crit. But yeah, it didn't happen, so no problem. But yeah, after beating the Steel-type gym, I got myself a Japanese Cornstar. Welcome back to the team. But yeah, after that, we head towards the Iron Island, where I finally got the annoying Onyx, which I will never use, by the way, and I am going to name you Buttplug. I then tag teamed with this guy from the movie to beat Team Galactic, got myself a shiny stone to evolve my Togetic into a Togekiss, which is going to be an Elite Four contender. After that, I rejected to have the egg of Lucario because I actually don't need one. And then after that, the gang of 10-year-olds with Dr. Professor gather together to save the world. We head towards the first lake to take down Saturn. Aquaman takes care of Golbat and Bronzor, and Toxicroak kills Gallade. Like, wow, really? Really? You are freaking 4 levels higher than him, and I EV trained your speed. How are you this freaking slow? Like, this was just another big hit to my Elite Four team, but I knew I had to push on. Slugma takes care of that frog, and then we head to the Safari Zone, where I could not catch the bird. So yeah, after that I just went to the next lake, which was close to my hometown, and then we face Mars. Aquaman takes care of Golbat and Bronzor, and Button takes care of that ugly cat. After that, I go to Mount Coronet and towards Snow Point City, where I catch myself another Elite Four Pokemon, and probably the most important one as well, the Dragon Slayer. So after that, we reach Snow Point City and hit the gym, and I gotta be honest here, I was a bit too cocky with this one. The last 2 gyms were practically a walk in the park, so I thought of, spicing things a little bit so that it can be a bit more entertaining instead of just a one-hit wonder. So yeah, I just jumped right in. Button takes care of Sneasel and Piloswine, but almost dies to Frostlass. So I switched to Slugma, but then it gets frozen, so I swapped to Aquaman to kill it, and then Obama Snow shows up, and I knew I had to sack Aquaman. So I crunch for one last time, and Obama Snow finishes me off with Woodhammer, and takes himself out in the process. And that is how I win. And so right after that, I went to Team Galactic's HQ, listened to Cyrus's worst plan ever, and put a stop to it. Sneasel and Crobat goes down to Georgie, Kaido takes care of Honchkrow, and then we face Saturn again to free the 3 Lake Guardians. Georgie takes care of Golbat, Button takes care of Bronzor, and Moto takes care of Toxicroak. After that, we follow them into the Spear Pillar. how original. And tag team with Assface against the chicks of Team Galactic. Moto takes care of Bronzor, Kaido takes care of the skunk, but then Slugma gets mean look so I can't switch, and Goldbat Giga drains me to death. And by the way, I just wanted to mention this. What the fuck is up with this game's AI? Like, is Skynet in control of this? Like, jeez. I mean, I don't mind the, difficulty, but god damn, they are clever. But yeah, Omelette takes care of everyone. So after that, Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina shows up. Cyrus gets dragged to hell, and then we jump in for some reason. We did some puzzles in hell, and then face Cyrus one last time. Kaido takes care of Houndoom, Georgie takes care of Gyarados, Button takes care of Weavile, Togekiss takes care of Crobat, and Georgie takes care of Honchkrow. And so after that, Cyrus dies, I think. And then we catch the devil, because Satan has no power over us. Amen. And so after that, we get out of hell, and I encountered a Chingling, which I did not care, so I just killed it. And so after that, the fat fuck that has been blocking me since day 1 moved his ass out of the way, and finally, I can enter a new route to catch myself a Wingull. So anyways, we move into the next city where we meet Jasmine, which was a surprise, and then catch myself another Japanese corn star. And so after catching the Japanese corn star, we start searching for the gym leader because apparently no one likes to do their job. We catch him stalking Jasmine from those binoculars, and then we send his ass back to work. And again, we easily beat the gym using Moto. And so after that, I got myself Waterfall and then headed straight towards Victory Road. And then I remembered something. I remembered that this is my last chance and only chance to get myself a Gabite, and so I prepared the strategy. I knew the only Pokemon on the table were Gabite and Rhyhorn, and then the only way to increase my chances of getting the Gabite was using the Repel strategy. So I leveled up a Pokemon to level 41, used Repel, and gambled. And yes, we got the freaking Gabite. I'm sorry, Moto, but I'ma have to swap you out. So after that, I used all my heart scales and shards and money to teach my Pokemon good moves and entered Victory Road. I had a lot of mandatory battles to deal with, but they were no problem, and then finally reached the Pokemon League. But before entering, I knew I had one last fight. Assface. I fight Assface one last time in this generation. Kaido takes care of Staraptor, Heracross, and Rapidash, and Snorlax paralyzes my button and kills him. Okay, this is a big problem because I actually need a fire type to take care of the bug type Elite Four and Bronzor. But yeah, anyways, Toothless takes care of Snorlax, and Georgie takes care of Empoleon, and Dragon Slayer takes care of Roserade. And with that, we beat Assface, but at a cost. Our fallen comrade Button. He's been here from the start, literally, and so we prepare a proper burial. RIPs in the chat for Button. I hope your will gets passed on to Berserk. So yeah, after that, we took Berserk for the extra hardcore training. And by training, I mean overdosing with drugs and steroids. So yeah, with that, we have Omelette, Kaido, Toothless, Berserk, Georgie, and Dragon Slayer. And we are off to face the Elite Four. I go in with Omelette killing Yanmega. Drapion and I almost kill each other, so I swap to Toothless. He heals and I kill him with Earthquake. And yes, I know my, dragon is like level 59, but I don't think it would have made much of a difference. So yeah, cut me the slack, like beating Cynthia is what matters. So yeah, Heracross goes down as well, and Berserk finishes off his scissor. Next up, we have Agatha or Bertha, must be sisters or something. This one was an easy cakewalk because all I had to do was Dragon Dance twice and keep using Waterfall. I made Kaido hold Wide Lens not to miss Ice Fang on Gliscor, and we easily win this battle. And I really wish it was the same for, Flint, but Houndoom sets up Sunny Day for some reason. Well, we do know the reason. So my moves do do like half the damage. Houndoom obviously goes down, but Infernape does not, so I had to switch to Toothless to finish them off. And now the last Elite Four. I one-shot Mr. Mime, preventing him from setting up any screens, and then Gallade shows up, so I swap to Toothless to tank the Stone Edge and kill it. Toothless, for some reason, also takes down Bronzong, and then comes Espeon. I knew a Psychic was coming, so I swapped to Dragon Slayer and then one-shot him along with Alakazam, and this is how I beat the Elite Four. But this wasn't over yet. The finale, Cynthia, the champion, and probably the toughest one according to the internet. I send out Kaido again to set up Dragon Dance and Sweep, but I took a lot of damage, so I just went in for the kill. Spirit Tomb goes down, but I could not take down Togekiss. I could have possibly taken it down if I had Never Melt Ice, but I could not risk missing any Ice Fangs. So yes, salute to you, Kaido. You've been with me from Generation 1 and you have been a staple in not only this run but every run. Rest easy now. So yes, next I send Dragon Slayer to finish Togekiss off, and then she sends out Lucario. I swap to Toothless to kill it with Earthquake, and then she sends out her ace, Garchomp. I knew my Toothless was slower than hers because of that atrocious nature, but she misses, and so I go for the killing blow, and it was still not enough. Toothless dies. Rest in peace, Toothless. So then Dragon Slayer comes in, and he does what he needed to do: slay the dragon. But right after that, Milotic, the beautiful and tanky sea serpent, shows up. I know my Georgie cannot survive Tree Surf, and I know that I cannot kill Milotic with just one Thunderfang, so I knew the Dragon Slayer had to be sacrificed. But it did not go down without a fight. Rest in peace, brother. And so Georgie comes out and finishes off Milotic, and then her final Pokemon, Roserade. I knew victory was at hand, so I sacrificed Georgie as well to bring out Berserk, and then ended it with Flare Blitz. And that is how I beat Cynthia. That is how I beat Pokemon Platinum in this generational Nuzlocke. Like, this was probably the toughest one so far, and not just because of my carelessness in the beginning, but also because how intelligent the AI was in this game. This game gave me a difficult time. Like, this was the game where I actually started to hack in rare candies to speed up the grind, otherwise it would have taken too much time. But yeah, with that, we come to the end of this video. I will probably resume next week, so till then, please like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, that's it.